chill, Jay-Z. They'll never love you, you'll never be enough. Let's just keep it real, Jay-Z. Fuck. Baby.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Niggas in my faction don't like asking questions. Strictly gun testing, coke measuring, giving pleasure in the Benzito, hitting fannies, spending chips at Manny's. Hope you creeps got receipts. My peeps get dirty like cleats. Run up in your crib, wrap you in your polo sheets. 6 up in your wig piece. This nigga deceased. Why? May you rest in peace with my sycamore.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
It's getting near dawn. When lights close the tired eye.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the pilot washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain. I rode a tank, held a generous rank when the blitzkrieg raged and the bodies stank.
Started calling everybody. He was calling me. He got a heads up. He started calling the bosses at Hot 97. The street team was listening. They heard. The executive street team was listening. They heard. The executives heard.
Motherfucker respected the commission. Mr. Me buy and sell bricks with my nigga PD. Down with the team called BBE. Now if you want to join the team, you know you must see me. But you can't talk the feds a dick R.I.D.
What's going on? What's popping? What's popping, everybody? What's going on? Listen, I figured I'd get to jump on this. You know what I mean? I figured I'd get to jump on this. All them other blogs, they talk about that other shit. They talk about old stuff right now. You talk about old stuff. But people need the updates. You understand what I'm saying? The people need the updates. Thank you, Lexi. I appreciate that. Ruby Johnson, what's going on? Long time no see, man. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? What up, family? Thank you, fam. I appreciate it. We got some more to come, too. You heard? We're going to do some more of them, too, already. So listen, right? Something that a lot of people ain't talking about is about Mr. Rodney Johnson. You know, Lil Rod, the hottest producer, or excuse me, the hottest nigga to add drums to an already existing track. He was a dude, y'all don't know, like, his limited capacity as far as involvement with the mixing and everything like that. But, like, listen, man, I've been in these studios. My little brother, he right here with me. He gonna back me up and tell you he been in these studios with me. In fact, this picture you see right here, is me and him in the studio. You know what I'm saying? That's him wearing a bad boy jacket right there. This is a fact. So you know what I'm saying? Like we've been in these studios, we've been in there with the producers. One of the most famed producers, Jesus Christ beyond, Brian, Steve Dickey, shout out to him, who's mixed down everything from Fabulous. Fabulous still works with him. Who else? Shaquan, shout out to Shaquan, who's worked with a little bit of everybody, including Bobby Shmurda and all of them. He's the one that did the remix. If y'all know that, remember the hot nigga shit? That was one man, Shaquan. He did that. I'll share the video again or whatever when he was recording me or whatever. But shout out to Shaquan and just a lot of people up with Daddy Shouts Recording Studio. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the big capo up there, Tony. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give Tony a shout too. I might have to go down to Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Tony got that real studio. I ain't gonna say his last name, but Tony's father was a famous jazz musician for those that know. You know what I'm saying? And ended up working for Puff for some time now. And it worked at the studio, was the head man at the studio. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a shout out to him. I still talk to Tony to this day. I still talk to all those people I mentioned to this day, except for Far Out Flow. I don't know what Flow at, but Flow, hit me up, man. I mean, this is the man that was responsible for Troy Ave's first album or mixtape or whatever you want to call it, and also Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? They recorded Little Old Me. So if y'all remember the footage y'all seen with 24 Hours to Live or whatever, that is me, and that is Far Out Flow. And he was responsible for both. I'm talking about the one where Cardi B got her legs spread like Lil' Kim. That one she got sued for. That one. Small world, right? In our world, anyway, the music world. So anyway, I want to talk about this Prince Harry joint. So evidently, in Mr. Little Rod's lawsuit that he filed, he I'm sorry. He mentions Prince Harry, and what he says aptly is this right here. Prince Harry's party days with Sean Diddy Combs could be coming back to haunt him after it emerged that he was named in the court documents filed against the rapper who was facing a litany of shocking sexual assault allegations in a case being brought by one of the former producers, Rodney Jones. Federal law enforcement raided 2 of Diddy's properties on Monday as part of the investigation. Y'all all know that. Now, listen to this part right here. While Harry is not accused of any wrongdoing, being named in the suit by Jones as a friend of Combs will be an unwelcome reminder for Harry of his former association with the rapper. Jones, who says he was groped, harassed, and threatened by Combs, says in the suit, which was first filed in February, that Diddy's co-defendants were rewarded with participating in and facilitating Combs' sex trafficking venture by getting affiliation and access to Mr. Combs' popularity. Jones says Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties, affiliation with, and sponsorship of Mr. Combs' sex trafficking parties garnered legitimacy and access to celebrities such as famous athletes, political figures, artists, musicians, international dignitaries, and British royals such as Prince Harry. Okay, so let me run that back for you again. Basically, what dude is saying is if he would allow himself to get groped, that would then give him access to all kinds of stars. That's what you really think. No. Let me tell you, my friend. That would give you access to nothing. That would give you access to the front door. For real. 17 years of working with this company. I've never had a man touch my leg. I've never had a man try to enter me. I've never had a man try to anything. Blank, period. And in the beginning, it was like, shit, 3 of us to a room when we first started. Like, we was going on trips and shit like that. It'd be at least 2, 3 of us in a room. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers always gave everybody their space. So I never saw any of that. And I will stick by that to the day I die until I see otherwise. This, once again, is an example of how you can go to modern day media, which modern day media picks up from YouTube and social media, and then deliver it as it is the truth. These are rumors. You said if you have sex at a hip-hop party by a hip-hop mogul, then that will gain you legitimacy to talk to bigger stars. What, they gonna have their way with you too? I'm lost here, Lil Rod. Lil Rod. And what grown man goes around calling himself Lil Rod anyway? Y'all can't tell that boy sweeter than sugar. Talking about Cuba Gooding Jr. try to do something. Well, isn't that convenient? Cooper Jr. just beat a case up here in the NYC area. And now here we go again. We got some Zoyo that's running around looking for a payday. Y'all do realize this dude was at. This is why I tell you, the urban market, they're so freaking bloodthirsty that you know that this guy, Lil Rod, actually advocated for having a GoFundMe so he could raise the funds up so he could actually sue Puff. I can't make this up. You heard it here. I can't make it up. If I made it up, I know a lot of you are like, oh my God, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? This dude, go look at it for yourself. This dude started a GoFundMe to sue Puff. And there was so much hatred and so much benign personalities out there. And people say, okay, we'll donate to you. I'm trying to tell you, the urban market will donate to some of the most terrible things. And I got to talk about it because that's terrible. The dispute came in, sir, when you wasn't recognized by RAAA for what I understand is a minimal involvement in production, which is based down and broken down into fixing a couple drums. That'd make you top producer on that project, sir. You know that. Hell, you all you had to do was ask Hard Pierre. Hell, you had Puff sitting right there next to you. He could have told you that. I don't know one artist whatsoever that would do that. Thank you very much, Annette. He's looking for a payday, and anyone with a brain cell should see that. I would think so. But of course not, because like I told you guys, there's more money into the scam. There's more money into bragging. There's more money into telling a lie and keeping that lie consistent. Now, do I think anybody's innocent? Everybody's innocent? No, I don't, including the women that are accusing. Because, see, I remember a time, like I said, I came in the game around about 2000, in the 99 coming in 2000. I remember a time, and I'll tell you again, and I know we'll take a little trip down memory lane. All right, trip down the memory lane. I remember, especially when we started going on the trips, I started noticing something probably in the third year. And what I noticed was it was the same girls, but they were going to every event. So, like, for example, there was Memorial Day weekend, there was All-Star weekend, then there's what's the other ones? You know, the Columbus Day weekend, all these different weekends. You know what I'm talking about, right? NCAA. I didn't get to go to those because I'm a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, you know what I mean? All these different events. I started noticing that we started seeing the same bras. And I was like, yo, I even got pictures. Now, anybody have a bad boy that know professional, they're going to tell you, I'm the picture guy. You understand what I'm saying? You got your memory, you better trust in me. They're going to tell you that. Ain't nobody going to tell you anything different. To this day, they be like, all right, professional, just bring your camera with you. So I'm a very good photographer, and I'm a very good editor to my abilities. I can always be better, but I'm good to my abilities, which I was trained in college. Wait. So anyway, with that set aside, I started seeing the same girls every year at these events. I even got pictures of these girls, different years, at different events. You know, the same year at different events, excuse me. And a lot of these girls at the time, based on the vibe was different. We wasn't living under this climate that we're living under now. And the mentality was very different than the mentality is now. A lot of these girls would purposely put themselves in predicaments where they would purposely allow themselves to be available with his letterman words, okay? Now, if you don't believe me, go ask Melissa Ford, the co-host with Joe Budden. Is she still over there? Go ask her. And you better not lie, because I know you. I don't know you like that, but I've been around you in person. You understand what I'm saying? And I saw how many people were in your face. So if you don't believe me, go ask Melissa Ford. Go ask some of the girls that were back in the days back there, like Buffy the Body. Who else? Who else got to say? Ask Pinky. You understand what I'm saying? If you can reach out to Pinky, ask Pinky, ex-porn star. She gonna tell you. This used to be the girls' hustles. I mention all the time. I know a girl in real life named Pebbles the Body. Last time I saw her was in Arizona, shortly before she got arrested. She was doing butt injections and stuff like that on girls, and she had a transsexual that was she was bringing the people up to the transsexual in New York, and ultimately they were putting all kinds of different things, fix the flat, cement, all kinds of stuff that this transsexual individual was putting in them. That person ended up getting life. But Pebbles, she got a lesser sentence or whatever. All you gotta do is look her up right now. Pebbles the Body. These girls used to show up at these events or whatever. She was part of Straight Sutton magazine. Shout out to an RIP to DJ K Slay Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Always gotta respect him. But so many people and so many different entities that K Slay. K Slay was really hip hop. He put so many people in beautiful positions. So we always want to mention K Slay. You know what I mean? But these girls, and if he was alive, he would tell you the same thing. That's a funny thing about it. If he was alive right here, he would have told you the same thing. K Slay would say with crazy shit like, yo, for all you little young rappers that be dissing me, I'm gonna start fucking your mothers. Oh, he wildin'. K Slay was a rough one. R.I.P. to that man. But listen, like, honestly and truthfully, a lot of these girls used to show up at the same events year after year after year after year, and they were down with the get down. And I remember under directive from Prez, from even going back to Cruz. Shout out to Cruz, James Cruz. We were told, yo, don't be having girls up in Malcolm Miles too. I gotta throw him in there. Don't be having these crazy ass broads up in your rooms or whatever. Billy Bang was another one of the people that used to give us directives. You know what I'm saying? Don't be having all these broads up in your room, randoms and shit like that or whatever. Because we knew what the setback was. At the end of the day, we still bad boy. We associated with the company. So whatever go down with us is a reflection on the company. You see what I'm saying? We had been through this before. And so, and I'm not talking about in the light that we had an incident. I mean in the light that we had been ran this year after year after year after year, watch your walk. So we were, even though we would deal with girls or whatever, we'd be real careful. Like we wouldn't bring randoms back to our hotel room or whatever. I think it was like 2 times that I brought a random back to my hotel room. You know what I'm saying? We usually go to their room if it was going down like that. And it was like constant contact. Like it was very different vibe there. Like I'd be talking to the chick for like the 4 days or the 3 days we down there, wherever we at. I'm talking to the chick minute after minute after minute after minute, you know what I mean? And that's why, you know what I'm saying? Or I didn't set up something and know somebody was going down there like a lot of us did. We ain't just fuck with randoms because these girls are coming from all across the country to come to a lot of these places. And that's no offense to anybody, this might be the town slut where she at. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that offensive? I'm sorry. But it might be, you know what I'm saying? Just like the dude, he might be the town slut and now he's in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Slutting it out, you know? Like, it can go both genders. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it take both of them to spread that shit. You know what I mean? But it was a fortunate thing of us that we had people there that modeled after that, and they told us, yo, watch your walk when you're going around and you're moving around. You understand what I'm saying? Do I think Puff is part of any sex trafficking deal? No, I do not. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to map him with somebody that's bigger than that. I think they're trying to map him, and I think what we'll find out in the end is the face that we're looking at or looking for is not black at all. It doesn't matter if you're Latin, it doesn't matter if you're African American, doesn't matter if you're Ecuadorian, whatever. The face they're looking for a black face to cover for what my belief is some white faces. I often spoke one time about a person named Jimmy Savile. Y'all know who Jimmy Savile is? Anybody in my chat room know who Jimmy Savile is? Jimmy Savile, back in the 70s, right? And the only reason I found this out, I actually found this out by searching for something else that I was interested in the story at that time. And he just happened to come up. Jimmy Savile. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy Savile, he was a European gentleman who had actually a show for children. And this show stayed on the air for years. This man became a star, known all across Europe, stuff like this or whatever. His name is Jimmy Savile. Seville. I said Seville, but Seville. That's how you pronounce it in England. And Jimmy Savile, running a children's show. I mean, literally a children's show. While he was doing that, he was molesting the kids while they were filming. Yeah, you heard me correctly. He was molesting the children as they were filming. And he did this repeatedly for years. Well, they took some time and they dug into Jimmy Savile. And what they found was there was a whole bunch of people involved in Jimmy Savile's dealings, including people of the royal court. If you look this up, it's very easy to find. See, that's why I told you I'm different than them other bloggers. Them other bloggers, they don't have knowledge ready on hand. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing they have is things like, oh, I got this video to back me up, or I got this to back me up. No, have some facts. Use your intelligence. Show us that you're smart, actually, not just somebody that's a fucking parakeet. I'm tired of these parakeet ass vloggers. You understand? You know what a parakeet is, right? A parakeet basically repeats what they hear. So anyway, long story short, Jimmy Savile, he went down. And I think ultimately he ended up killing himself or something like that. Something tragic happened to him. He didn't even make it to the prison. But this thing went deep. I mean, it went to not only the Scottish Yard, Irish Yard, it went to Britain. It was so many dignitaries and people involved in this. And then there was people that were part of the television staff that were accusing them that they have anything to do with it or whatever. So if you look up this guy, he'll come up. He was in the late 70s. His name was Jimmy Savile, and that's spelled with Seville. Jimmy Savile. He'll come right up for you. And trust me, that's the type of people that operate for a long time. Because Jimmy Savile went probably a good 6-7 years doing what he was doing. He had a damn children's show that he was part of the show. He was literally part of the show. Did you not hear me? This man was part of the show on the show where he was molesting children. And you'll barely hear about him in American history. Most of y'all didn't even know who this man was until I just mentioned him. That's why I told you I need to stop listening. Spend 2024 over-examining these podcasters. Some of them ain't smart. Some of them never went to college like myself. Some of them ain't graduated school like myself. I'm talking about high school. Some of them, hell, it barely sounds like what I'm reading. Examples of reading ain't even graduate freaking middle school. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard some of these guys read? You ever heard some of these guys read out loud? Tell some of these guys to read out loud. Test them. You got to test these podcasters. Some of these podcasters is frauds. Some of these motherfuckers is illiterates. Some of them is dropouts. Some of them are talking about clear morality and having stature and positions of America and things like that, or whatever the case may be. Some of these people are some of the worst people you could ever have example of in your life to pay attention to. You understand what I'm saying? And you shouldn't pay attention to them. You shouldn't pay attention to them. If somebody can't be articulate enough and present, like we have people on here that try to play like they're doctors and they're psychiatrists and everything like that. And they can be psychoanalyzations of people like, Puff, myself inclusive of that. I just had to say something like that to somebody not too long ago with those exact same words. But you're not qualified to do so. You understand what I'm saying? You're not qualified to do so. So why should it be that we listen to you because somebody is promoting you just because they're a YouTuber, and that YouTuber might be uneducated, that YouTuber might not have as much experience as he claims he does, or whatever the case may be, because I see that's with a ton of these YouTubers. I have people literally verbatim jumping online talking about a man that I worked for 17 fucking years, and they've never even been around us. And their crowds are so narrow-minded, respectfully, that they're sitting there listening to what these people are saying verbatim, because basically they're doing the parakeet mode again. This is what I'm going to start calling this. This is the parakeet mode. This parakeet mode is when you repeat what other YouTubers are saying. This parakeet mode is when you grab this material, not to back what you're saying, but just to set it as example from the news or whatever the case may be. You understand? Now I want to break something else down for y'all. Why this location down in California, and this is the end that I don't think anything's going to happen to Prince Harry. I don't think his relationship with Puff is going to scur. I think they will distance themselves from each other, as should be, because of this allegation from Lil Rod saying that Prince Harry was involved. You can get access to Prince Harry. You just got to give up your body. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. It sound good to the YouTubers. It work like that, but it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Yes, please make sure y'all hit the like button. This is the second live I've done tonight. This month on my way back. We're gonna start talking more music with y'all, whatever, and stop talking about all this gossip and stuff or whatever, because the gossiping windmills or whatever, before I get into this little other second part of this, the gossiping channels or whatever ain't the same gossiping channels. The gossiping channels before, they would get up and they would say what they wanted to say back in the days. So like when Tasha K was just first popping, Storm and Rose, they'd say what they were going to say and then they moved the fuck on. They wouldn't try to compound it night after night after night after night after night after movement after movement after movement after movement after movement. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the guys now. The YouTubers now that gossipers, they're a little bit more different. These YouTubers are vicious. They want to see you destroyed. They want to see you eliminated. They want to see you that. I literally think that I had some people befriend me just so in the end I would be the backup plan if the other plan didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And the funny shit is, Huggy Pampers was up on here talking about that shit. You know what? If Huggy would cut out the other shit, she'd be cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told bro, I said, yo, you can go sit down for a little bit. Shout out to Huggy Pampers, aka Jaguar White. She might have been right about some shit. She might have been right about some shit on this particular venture. At the very least. Don't worry, Huggy, there's redemption for you just yet, isn't it? It's redemption for you just yet. I already broke down my earlier live, and if you guys haven't seen it, I broke down the debacle about there's a tunnel in Puffy House. Why is there a tunnel in there? Well, there's a tunnel in there because it was built in the house before he purchased it in 2014. And there's other houses around that corner, including you can find a few of them on Zillow, just to add it in. They come with clip with a grotto and a tunnel that leads to the grotto. It's Spaniard architecture. The Darwin architecture. Sneakers and canned goods for everyone in the chat. Sneakers and canned goods. So if you got the money, you could buy a tunnel with a grotto. But if you don't have the money, or you're not been adjacent to being around people that have that type of money, such as myself, you won't know what that is. I saw some podcasters, they was just to touch on this, they would say that, I don't know what a grotto is. I actually heard a motherfucker say that. Excuse my friend. He said, I don't know what a grotto is. And then I heard somebody else. They couldn't even pronounce it, just like they couldn't pronounce Antigua earlier. I said, oh shit, he's trying to say Antigua. Motherfucker said Antigua. No, it's Antigua. Guess you had to be there to know, right? Oh, that's right, you haven't never been, so but you speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? I think she is, but she needs to stay away from YouTubers. I completely agree with that. I'm gonna touch on that real quick before I go into the second portion of this part I want to talk about with Puff or whatever. It would actually do a little fill in here. This is my current standing with Huggy Pampers, the notorious Huggy motherfucking Pampers. My current standing is there is no standing. Let me say this in my choice of words or whatever, before the vampires come out. I'll say like this. Sometimes, you can have a situation that you identify, but being the way that you present the situation that you identify with can have its catastrophes. And the way it can have its catastrophes is like this. You see how these niggas came at me, but I just slowed it down. I didn't even go hard. Because if I go hard at them, that's exactly what they want me to do. It's reaction that they want. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it's an easy game to figure out. They want reactions. You got the smallest people now, subscribers and motherfuckers that just vicariously come by forces, challenging people as if they have some type of power or something like that. So what I think the problem is with Huggy Pampers was she made herself too motherfucking accessible. And once you make yourself too accessible by going around or whatever, and that's been one of the things that I learned from Puffin that always stayed with me. As long as I'm in control of the story, that's where it remains. The minute I give you some leverage and let you control the story and the narrative, it's out of control. And last week, I believe it was now, yeah, today's Tuesday, I was able to pinpoint a woman that came into my chat just to really start bullshit. And she went after that and did exactly what I said she would do, which was hence she would turn around and she would go and she would use that as a palette to move herself up the ranks from now subscriber to YouTuber. And this is what many of these subscribers do. I mean, in the random pages that she frequents and the YouTubers that she uses, pushes her message. I thought she would have learned that the other night. They put her and Cat Medusa in the ring for no reason whatsoever other than entertainment. They made fun of both of those women of color. You understand what I'm saying? And just like I said on King Payne's page, you can't have a litany of women in there having discussions and shit about a nigga, but at the same time, y'all sitting there being hypocrites using and allowing these women to sit there and keep on calling each other bitches. More Jaguar and Cat Medusa, respectfully, both of y'all bitches called each other bitches about 17 times within the first 10 minutes, and not a motherfucker, including Evangelist fucking Value, hypocrite fucking fucked, was in there. It was who was in the chat and heard this shit engaging. The bitch had so much fury and fucking darkness in her heart. She just couldn't lift a finger to intervene and say, you ladies cut it out. But this is the same fucking broad with me and 9 Day. We was having our words like motherfucking G's do. You know what I'm saying? This man, I just came in here to intervene. Why you ain't intervene with them bitches? That's why I don't respect it. You understand what I'm saying? Why you ain't intervene when you was needed? It was obviously you were needed. And this is the thing about it. It started out, and this is one thing Miss Barber, I'm going to give a shout out to Miss Barber for this one. She said, I left and I came back 4 hours later to King Payne's podcast, and it was 6 hours long. And she said it was two chicks that was arguing. When I came back, it was damn near 6. Including Miss Val right in the middle of them, getting her piece of flesh. Come on, man. I ain't making this shit up. You can go back and look at that shit yourself. You go see that. I don't cap on people. I don't bomb on people. I ain't bombing on King Payne. I'm telling you what it is what it is. Them broads were in there calling each other bitch left and right. If you go through the past 4 hours, you will probably see that they called each other bitches probably like well over 300 fucking times that the word bitch had to be said. At least well over 300. I'm talking about for multiple women. And that one time that this woman that was acting as standing agent of motherfucking morality, Miss glorious ass evangelist fucking Vidal, this bitch ain't interrupt one motherfucking time and say, I was like, I can't even respect your motherfucking gangster after that. I could have still respected you if we just had a misuse of words or whatever, but I can't respect you if you being a hypocrite. You making all this fuss talking about you got disrespected or whatever. There was chicks on there that disrespected you. You ain't say shit to them. Pussy. Anyway. You pussy. For real. I can't even respect her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, moving on, I just want to leave on this little small note right here. If many of y'all don't know, I am not here to be the PR campaign per se for Bad Boy Entertainment, but I am at the same time because my legacy is attached into this. You understand what I'm saying? I spent 17 years at that company. That would mean that my years that I spent at 10 years at that company would be now in vain. So of course I'm a motherfucking real one anyway. The other ones, they jump ship nowadays, but I'm gonna always defend the company till this man is not even when he's charged, or if he's charged, with a highly doubt, because this is not who they after. They after just the head of the snake. This is something that's leading to something different, and I know it is just based off the people that are involved. You understand what I'm saying? This is based off the people that are involved. I know none of y'all don't understand what I'm talking about, but in matters like this, usually they would send the ATF. If they didn't send the FTF, they would send the FBI. If they didn't send the FBI, they would send the CIA. At no point do they send motherfucking Homeland Security. here for that. That's not how it works. 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 That's how it works. That's not how it works. When I heard that at first, I said, "Oh, that's a scare tactic. They're trying to scare this nigga." I know that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to scare him. They was trying to scare him. You know what I'm saying? And they scared him based off, and you got to understand, all this came off based off, it went more into effect based off YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Like based off YouTubers, really. Tiffany Red is now a YouTuber, in my opinion. We're watching a man of color be set up like many men of color have been set up since the prison system and stripped of all their done. And nobody's asking the question, well, how many people of color does he employ? You understand what I'm saying? None of them are saying that. Here's my Cash App. Somebody asked me my Cash App and the thing. That's my Cash App right there. If y'all want to show me some support, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it if y'all do. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But these YouTubers actually push the pendulum for things like this to happen. And they don't understand it. And it's out of their composition to understand it. I don't know, is it because they're too young to understand? I don't know if it's because of whatever the case may be, but there's something here that disturbs me, which is the fact of how quickly they are to throw their own people under the bus. It's just miraculous to me. And these will be the same people that'll sit around later on and they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to the people. And these people are always on us and all that. But when you had the opportunity to be a leader instead of being a fucking follower, because please don't get me wrong. If you're going blindly into this case or any other case, and you don't even have the merits or whatever, you're just having trial and jury here on YouTube, you are a fucking problem. And if you can lead that amount of people to all contrive and believe in you just because you say it real cute or, you say it with the Sunday school voice of a preacher, you know what I mean? Or whatever. A lot of them are professionals at that, sounding like I don't know if y'all know this, but trying to sound like a Southerner that speaks broken English and goes to church on every Sunday. It's a thing nowadays, on YouTube. You don't think so? Just listen to how some of these people, they talk like that so they can try to identify with these crowds, which is fucking sad within itself. So you got to talk like a weirdo or talk like somebody who's uneducated to appeal to the masses. What the fuck is that saying? What is that saying? So let's debunk some more shit real quick before I leave. And man, let's make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. There's a contingency of people right now that have been secretly working behind the scenes for months now, trying to make people not support me because of pure simple fact as if claps in a bucket do. They do not want to see me rise and reach my peak, which would be higher of a level than them. May I remind you, I do not do my totality of lives like this. Most of my totality of lives are inclusive of being on scene and going places multiple times out of the week or whatever. So that's what your money is going towards. Also towards travel costs or whatever that I incur along the way. Those inclusive of expensive ass food. McDonald's went up again now. Did you know that? And they got rid of fountain drinks. Do y'all believe that? I had to talk about that later. McDonald's got rid of fountain drinks. And so now you got to buy a bottle of something. You know how much a bottle of something is in New York? $2.50. So make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. But I'm going to 7-Eleven and McDonald's. I'm going to 7-Eleven if I can find one. They ain't went up on a big gulp yet. I don't think. So here's one more to add to the pot right here. I want to talk about this right here. Let me get my Cash App off there for a second. This was a documentary that came out a little while ago, under 5 years ago. It's called Can't Stop, Won't Stop, the Bad Boy Story. This is doing the Bad Boy Tour. Many of y'all remember this is down at Barclays. Shout out to Chrome. He was on stage with our flag, our emblem. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to forget that or whatever. But this is put under production of Bad Boy Films. Okay? Now, I know you're wondering, well, what does that mean, Davin? What does that have to do with anything? Well, I'm going to tell you. You see, the reason this all connects is because of this. Homely Hills, Los Angeles. Homeland Security agents on Monday raided a Homely Hills mansion associated with rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs and his production company. Now, this location, I'm now understanding why there was no one that was occupying. And I said this to y'all yesterday. I said, I don't think nobody occupies that home or occupies the one in Miami. And now they're telling y'all Star Island. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday it was Star Island? I told y'all last night it was Star Island. We know this place. So, anyway, long story short, the home that was in Homely Hills, I'm believing now, was standing as an office for Bad Boy Films. Hence, would make sense that that would be the first location they would hit, because the pure simple fact he's always filming at that location. Now, do I think they're going to find anything in there like that? No. I think you're going to find a whole bunch of pre-production. I think you're going to find a whole bunch of edits of videos that you've never seen before. I think you're going to find a lot of interviews, things like that, and ideas he probably wanted to pitch to the revolt board to have, pushed out and everything like that, or whatever the case may be, or whatever. And I'm going to give y'all some update on Revolt too, you know what I mean, in a little bit or whatever, because I was there when Revolt was an idea. And so I'll tell you like this, but I'm thinking something else happened, and only me and Mace and a few other people at Bad Boy will figure it out. I'll just say it like that. Only me and Mace and a few other people can figure it out. You understand what I'm saying? I think something else happened, but I'm not going to speak on that. But, the remaining of his shares was sold in Revolt TV. You understand what I'm saying? And it's because nobody sold the remaining of their what's the name doesn't. Never mind. Anyway, I'm sorry, short. These motherfuckers don't know nothing about money. They pretend they're professional. These motherfuckers don't understand nothing about money professional. They pretending. That home in California was used as headquarters for Bad Boy Films. I know this now. And what I'm saying is, if you don't pick it up, of course they would hit that home the hardest, because the pure simple fact, films, proof of what they're trying to allege or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It hits right there in the corners, It's right there in the corners. I want to read this little bit out to y'all before I get up out of here. I try to make that joints quick or whatever. You see it. Make sure you share this, like this. Also, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, man. Don't deprive me when y'all start depriving these other dudes. I want to read this to y'all before I go. Now, this right here states, the article, the mail reprints the paragraph that mentions the prints and claim. Oh, sorry about that. That was early. Y'all go back to the beginning of this or whatever, but that's I guess that was the only part I have for that. Yeah, I guess it is. I thought I had another part for that, but I must have didn't grab it the way I thought I grabbed it. But anyway, long story short, Bad Boy Films was the location and the headquarters of this particular address that they first hit up and raided with their excessiveness. Listen, man, I've been in raids before. I'm talking about the streets. You understand what I'm saying? And one time they hit us up, son. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Niggas was not expecting that shit. And them niggas came through the door. At first, they was kicking the motherfucker, but they couldn't get the shit through. It's my man. Fucking, I can say that's long ago. My man Bathgate, he motherfucking had put the bottom lock. Niggas in New York, I know what I'm talking about, but he had the shit that fit in the floor. You know what I'm talking about? Where you snap that shit and it's like a little hole pin thing in the wall. And like literally, there's almost like a hole in the wall, whatever. And so it was the bottom floor, so it wasn't no basement, so it was really locked in there. And so the motherfuckers kicked that shit like 6 times. Don't. But they couldn't get through it. So finally, niggas got to the point, niggas just like, yo, hold up. We'll open up, son. It's chill. Them niggas rushed in, son, through everybody on the floor. They had the big AKs, all that. That wasn't the first one. The second one I got into was with my man Panama. We over at this head's house, whatever, breaking bread, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on, whatever, so we can see if we can make, make 1G real quick. Boom, we over there as we trying to break bread. Motherfucker, I mean, literally break bread. We had her product, whatever. Boom, here come the motherfucker. Everybody get on the ground, made me lay straight on my motherfucking stomach. And it was like, yo, why y'all here? The whole time I'm swallowing jacks. I'm literally sitting there swallowing jacks. If you know, you know. If you don't, you know. I must have swallowed like 30-something jacks or whatever. Got up out of the situation, went straight to the store, got a big ass thing of milk and drunk that whole shit, threw that shit up. Them joints came out with it. Didn't want them busting your stomach or something like that, you know? But yeah, man, that was a wild time. Anyway, long story short, man, I'm trying to tell you, if you ever been in one of them situations or whatever, it's crazy. I saw when they grabbed Justin and his brother, and I really ain't like that. I don't like how one particular podcaster earlier had some shit to say. How you gonna leave your kids there? You know you was tipped off, nigga. You don't know what you're talking about, son. And the problem is, yo, my nigga, listen, you gonna keep, I don't know who you think you under the protection of, or whatever the case may be, pork chop, but you better chill the fuck out on how you be talking, nigga. You just doing lives from your uncle's fucking kitchen today. I mean, did anybody not peep that? This man was in his uncle's kitchen at 30 plus years old doing a live. And these women are in there because he always got a sob story. He always got a crybaby story. These 55 plus year old women is in there just sympathizing with him. Patting, you okay? You all right? This is the nastiest little motherfucker on YouTube. I'm trying to tell y'all that. And that Craig, you live in Chicago, of course you do. You are too. I've been like 3 of them jump offs though, man. That shit was crazy. Like that shit be having your heart racing. Fuck that. Listen, I done had niggas shooting me. I done shot at niggas. You know what I'm saying? I done been a nigga to put the tool on a nigga and give him a choice, all that. You know what I'm saying? But nothing scared me more than that shit. Them motherfuckers coming. That's why I got into the long rifle shit. Because them niggas coming with the long rifles that put you down. Like a handgun, you be like, man, I can take this nigga. On the rifles, oh, son, it's over. It's over. It's over. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You know, so say you make one wrong move and they got that shit on you, it's over. You know, so trust me. People sitting there talking about the kids and how the kids got backed up out the house and all that, whatever. I'm actually glad they had to have that experience. Actually, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm glad they had that experience. I'm glad the boys had that experience so they never have to have that experience again. Now make sense.